All right, guys, welcome to another Monday night live session. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. My name is Kevin Shaw. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We are going to be taking this one a little bit easy because I don't know what the hell I'm fighting, but boy, I slept for 10 hours last night. I thought I had a fever. I didn't, but boy, I was wiped out. So I don't know what I got, but it ain't the coof, and I'm not showing any cold symptoms. I was wiped out. So I'm taking things a little bit mellow today. So anyhow, we are tuning in to a live session tonight. For those of you who are new and this is kind of your first time tuning in, the Watercraft Journal is a digital magazine first. We publish new articles Monday through Friday at www.watercraftjournal.com. There's no subscriptions, there's no passwords, there's no downloads, there's no firewalls. It's all there. It's entirely free. It's a lot of industry news, it's product reviews, it's vehicle reviews. We don't do a lot of event coverage anymore. And that's just kind of the nature of the sport and then the nature of finding freelancers. And we're just kind of dialing in, reining in a little bit of what the Watercraft Journal does. And we've been doing that over the last year or so. Anyways, as of right now, and for those who are new, we also publish new videos every Monday through Friday. Excuse me. And those videos a lot of times are sampled from our live sessions. We'll go in, we'll grab highlight sections that are important or are topics that should be readdressed, and we'll share those throughout the week. And that is when we're not doing unique content on reviewing a watercraft or a ride or product reviews or something to that effect. So lots of content coming from the Watercraft Journal and all of our contributors. And if you're only tuning into the YouTube channel, you're getting probably 30% of what we do. So definitely check out watercraftjournal.com, where the vast majority of our effort is put. So, okay. Today, low energy Kevin a little bit. Yeah. Funny. Little bit of news, upcoming content, upcoming video, upcoming articles. We have a great, very short kind of a beginner's guide to gel coat repair. We got some really good tips from our friend Henry, Henry has been a regular here in the Super Chat conversations for probably a year now. And he did an article for us on repairing the gel coat on the hull of his Superjet. And for those of you who are running older Yamahas and older Sea-Doos or modern Kawasaki's or modern Yamaha Superjets, you can repair a gel coat with a small chip or a dig or scratches very easily. Gel coat is one of those materials that are just so much superior over what Yamaha currently is using for its full-size runabouts. Actually, all of its runabouts. And Sea-Doo in regards to their CM Tech hulls. Obviously, you can't. Well, you could gel coat theoretically a Polytech hull, but for CM Tech equipped watercraft, gel coat seems to be far easier to repair and not nearly as catastrophic when there's damage. So again, we sit there and we go, why aren't they using gel coat? They used to for years. It's beyond me. I do not have answers. Obviously, the smart answer is to say follow the money. And I can't imagine applying gel coat being that much more expensive. But oh well. So that article comes out on Friday. This Thursday, we have a great article from Jared Brussels of JD's Waterworld. He actually went through one of our more important live sessions that was all about before buying a personal watercraft, especially if you're doing so through a dealer, and kind of gave a highlight reel of that podcast that we did. Touches on a lot of interesting points and really does kind of hammer in the highlights. So that's going to be on Thursday. That's a great one. That's going to be published on the Watercraft Journal as well. And so that's happening. Upcoming videos. I am still working on the Great Lakes PWC ride that I attended. And I am working on the script right now. I have everything I need to work on the script. And I just have been totally out of commission the last 4 days. So I'm playing big catch up right now. I'm just trying to catch up on the to-do list. And this was today's to-do list. And you can see I'm only halfway through. So in addition to today's notes. So there's that ride. That's a big deal for us because that was kind of the last hurrah that we had with the Ultra 310 LX. I have to return the LX, I think, this week, and the 160 LXS in orange, very close to this orange, shows up at Castle Power Sports, and I have to swap that out and kiss 20 miles an hour away. I'll be topping off around 53, 54 miles an hour versus, 68. So anyways, that is upcoming. I still haven't heard what we're getting from Sea-Doo. The loan pool is a little thin. I kind of was open on it. I jokingly said I'd be happy with a GTR 230, but they were reticent on that. And then it's funny because they really want to put me on a Fish Pro, and I'm like, guys, you have sponsored riders who are representatives and ambassadors for Sea-Doo who are fishing. I am not an avid fisherman by any means. In fact, I do not personally own any fishing equipment. My father took me fishing twice in my life. And I think one of them was for a Boy Scout badge. So I was like, don't waste a trophy or any of the Fish Pros on me. I'd use it for entirely the wrong reasons. So we're still working. We're still working on what Sea-Doo is going to provide us with for long-term testing this year. Okay. Well, let's see. We got one question from Hunter, and then we'll get into it. Guys, if you have a question, and you want it answered top of the list, you got to do a super chat. Super chats are pretty cheap. It's a couple bucks. That's a quick way to say thank you for your time, Kevin. We appreciate you doing this. Otherwise, if you want me and if there is time, and I can tell you I'm not going to be going overtime on this one, put the word question in capital letters at the beginning of your question. But super chats obviously get priority. All right. Hunter writes, just got my 2GP on Friday. The sides of the skis are both faded. What product can bring them back? They're brand new and they're Yamaha GPs. Are you talking the paint or are you talking the plastic? Paint is paint, and it's automotive grade paint. You can go to AutoZone and get any Meguiar's, any Mothers, any Turtle Wax, and polish it up, and it'll gleam because it's automotive grade paint. I think it's a PPG paint, if I'm not mistaken. But if you are saying the plastics are faded, you shouldn't have accepted those skis. And we told you in previous videos not to accept anything less than perfect showroom. You have a buyer has right of refusal. You accepted them, you put them on your trailer, you drove away, and now you've noticed that they're inferior. Those, yeah. And for those who are curious, if you are buying a new watercraft, look it over and be obnoxious about it. Be a Karen. Be an absolute pill. Because you're spending a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And for you to take your ski home and see that plastics are scratched, decals are crooked or wrinkled, seats have tears or split seams, any of these things that happen, you do not accept it. You do not put it on your trailer. You do not drive away with it. So it doesn't matter. Hunter, he continues. They were delivered from 10 hours away. Here in Canada, we don't have many options. You have right of refusal. Now, thankfully, that's just road grind. That's just road grind. So just detail the paint. Just go through and detail the paint. All right. McGuire's has a very good cleaner wax. It's in a maroon bottle. It's a cleaning wax. It has a very, very, very mild silicate abrasive. All right. It's a silicone abrasive in it. And that will take it will do a very good job of taking a lot of that impurities out of the paint. And then it will leave, I believe it's a carnauba. I don't believe it's a synthetic. I think it is a carnauba wax with a mild abrasive in it, polishing abrasive. You're going to think, oh, it's a rubbing compound. It's not a rubbing compound. All right. The cleaner wax, and it's like $24 at like O'Reilly's. So, or any chain store. You can go to Walmart, for goodness sakes. Does Canada have Menards? Might have it there. All right. Well, let's get into the topic. What the heck? All right. This one. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. Let me step back. Actually, let me take a drink first, and then I'll step back. The goal of me doing the YouTube podcasts, because we did video production since 2014, and it was just where we put our reviews up, and people wanted more content. They wanted weekly content. They wanted bi-weekly. They wanted 5 times, 7 times, 8 times a day. I mean, it's a bottomless bucket you keep pouring water into, and I mean, we've published close to 700 videos on this channel. It's exhausting. And I can't believe people want to listen to what I have to say about this stuff. It's crazy. So anyways, the biggest thing for me, the biggest number one goal that I had personally was to equip you with the intellectual tools to be self-sufficient. That was the biggest thing for me when it came to doing the Watercraft Journal videos, was I wanted to make sure that you guys had everything in your arsenal to properly go about and having the most fun on the water for the longest period of time with the least amount of trouble. That was really it. And I think that's a noble goal. All right. I'm not trying to entertain you. I am not a clown falling off of roofs or crashing cars into things or jumping trucks into ditches like so many of these big channels that have 5 million subscribers and bring in $1.25 million in Google ads. All right. I'm sitting in my home office talking about wear rings in jet pumps and reading your owner's manual properly. And I mean, pretty boring stuff. Let's be real straight here. So all of that is to say that my intent was to appeal to the thinking man and woman who wants to preserve their very expensive purchase and keep it operating at peak performance for as long as possible. That's it. That's it. All right. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'd like you to buy our shirts. I'd like you to buy our decals and maybe my fuel extension kit. That'd be great. Do I beat you over the head with this stuff? No. Do we cut to ads about my shirts and hoodies? No. For good questions that get me on a roll, I'll give you stickers. Okay. I'm not real heavy-handed here. I'm not trying to sell you a service. I'm not trying to sell you a product. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to inform you. That's really it. And what hurts me, like hurts my soul, is when people unknowingly, I don't want to say ignorantly because that sounds mean, but it literally means to be ignorant, but unknowingly just step in it. I mean, absolutely just big, messy boot step in it when it could have been averted. All right. No one wants to be made fun of. No one wants to be told they're an idiot. No one wants to be told or mocked publicly. No one wants this. Okay. That's why I do not enjoy. When I was in my 20s, the show to watch was Jackass. All right. And then Punk'd. I hated those shows because I would always just white knuckle knowing that someone's being made fun of and someone ends up looking like a horse's ass. And I hated that for them. I hated it. And then 10 years later, you had American Idol. And the first week or 2 weeks was every untalented buffoon who gets up there and tries to sing Mariah Carey songs way off key. And it's just a clip show of people looking stupid. I can't take that. I can't. I don't enjoy it. What was the Ben Stiller movie? Meet the Parents. Oh, I can't take that. It's not funny for me. Uncomfortable humor is not funny for me. Tom Green, the Tom Green Show. This is dating myself way back in the 90s. I can't take it. I just can't. So I say all this because I see people who go on to Facebook and jump into Facebook groups and they just step in it. They absolutely step in it. And I think a lot of times they don't know any better. They don't know any better. And so they go in there and they go, what oil should I run? And everyone's like, oh, you should run Vaseline. You should run canola oil. You should run, used 2-stroke oil. Stupid. And they all make fun of him. And the guy leaves the group. He's like, you guys are all jerks. I don't know why you're so mean to me. And the reality is that all of this could have been averted. All of this could have been averted. Yeah, Eric, because you used 2 bungee cords to tie your gas cans down. And what you did is that you cost us our ride, Eric. You cost us our ride. We weren't able to reach any of our goals. We had to slow down. So yeah, it wasn't clowning. We were upset. We were genuinely upset because we had a goal of almost 300 miles. And you held down 2 gas cans on the back of your ski with bungee cords. It's not secure. And we made a really big point that everything's got to be really locked down because it's going to be rough. And you scattered all your stuff. So we had to make multiple fuel stops. Sorry, man. You're only as fast as your slowest rider. And that was you. Because you didn't have the fuel capacity anymore. You lost your gas cans. No, we don't leave people behind. That's not how it works. You never leave people behind. That's not right. Let me take a drink. We got Billy Duplessis here. Everyone say hello to Billy. Billy. Billy is here. And then we also have a super chat. All right, we got a super chat from Cliptic. Cliptic writes, all premium gasolines will now have up to 10% ethanol in Canada. Would you recommend using a product like Seafoam, Marie, fuel additive, etc.? It's not necessary. You can. I wouldn't do it regularly. That's not helping anything. And those engines are, in fact, built with ethanol in mind. All ethanol in the United States, or excuse me, all gasoline, all premium gasoline in the U.S. I shouldn't say all. You can buy premium gas without ethanol in it, but I mean it's in some select stations. I'm hard pressed to find it. But Cliptic, to your question, no. You'll be fine. It'll run fine. It'll be great. And if the rare opportunity comes to run high octane non-ethanol fuel through it, do it. The issue with ethanol, and a lot of people are concerned about it, and I hate saying it this way because it sounds kind of mean, but when ethanol really started to be crammed down our throats during the 80s and 90s was the internal components that we had in a lot of our just passenger vehicles, trucks, and otherwise simply did not have the treatments and did not have the internals to handle the ethanol. And ethanol isn't so much of a problem until it sits. When it sits, it begins to break down. And when it breaks down, it collects moisture. And it will pull moisture out of the air and it'll start to create rust. It'll start to oxidize. And if the pistons, the rings, the valves, valve seats, all of these sensitive pieces do not have proper metallurgy, do not have the proper treatments, they will oxidize. Well, that has really not been a problem, I would say, since about 1996, 97. Even the hot rod engines that I build in my garage, and I actually really have thought about doing a live session in my garage just to kind of go around car engines. But then I'm like, this is a jet ski magazine. No one cares about the car engines I build. Because I got 4 engines in there right now, and I'm picking up a third either this week or next. Or, excuse me, let's see. 535, 505, 572, 4.5 liter for the Jeep. Then I got the engine from Marcia. I got the 440 that I got to pick up, and that's next week. So that is my 5th engine that's going to be in that garage. And I love talking about engines, but I think it would just kind of whiz past a lot of people who are like, dude, I'm not here for auto shop. And you know, I mean, I understand, but you know, I need to change this up or Kevin's gonna go crazy. So anyways, even the engines that I build with the pistons and the rings and all the internals that I use, I still have ethanol coatings, high level, high temperature coatings that will not oxidize. I mean, I'm using Molly pistons, I'm using Clevite rings, I'm using Clevite bearings. They're all high temp and coated. I got an Eagle crank, I got a K1 crank, got a Callie's crank, Callie's rods, K1 rods, and Eagle rods. Wow, I'm pretty brand loyal, aren't I? Okay. Haven't ran any JE pistons. But anyways, all of those engine internals are totally copacetic with running ethanol. Every now and again, run some zero ethanol through it just to kind of give it a palate cleanser. But you'll be okay. The only thing I would be concerned with, Cliptic, and I appreciate the thank you, is the only thing I would be concerned with is long-term storage. If you are storing it for a long time, well, you're in Canada, so you're going to winterize. And when you winterize, you're cleaning your injectors, you're cleaning your fuel system. You're not having any of that fuel in your fuel system. A proper winterization clears the fuel system as well as the cooling system. And if you have done your due diligence and you go through and you purge your fuel system, like using a sea foam or something like to that effect, you should be rock solid. You should be. Okay. Black marks on your seat. That's a good question, because I typically I see like the pink, that weird kind of bleaching pink or a yellow on a lot of people's white seats. And I have heard Tilex. I have heard a bathroom cleaner with bleach with a magic eraser. Billy's on top. Okay. I'm going to let Billy handle this one. Simple green's too weak. I haven't had any success with simple green. Just doesn't do anything. All right. So my point in this whole saving face preface is, before you post a question on Facebook, before you go to the peanut gallery, before you jump headfirst into the deep end, into the Parthenon of loudmouths, stop and ask yourself, can I find this information somewhere else that doesn't depend on someone with an opinion? Where can I find hard evidence? All right. Where can I find hard information? All right. That hard information is not me. That hard information is not the forums. And I know, and Jerry's a friend, but you're also going to be sluicing through a lot of people. Now, I'll tell you this. I'll retract a little bit. Forums today are demonstrably better than forums 10, 15 years ago, because there was no social media, and forums were where the trolls went to play. The forums today, you don't get a lot of trolls. You don't get the a-holes who are going to give you a hard time or really beat on you or really make you feel like an idiot. All right. So I'll correct myself in that sense. And I will say that the forums today are not the home where the trolls are. That's typically in a Facebook group. That's typically, they were brutal back in the day, dude. Forums were murder. All right. I still won't go back to Yellow Bullet. Yellow Bullet's a automotive drag racing forum. It's vile. And they had zero restrictions on pornography, and they had zero restrictions on pictures and content you could put up. And it was vile. And I had no respect for most people who were there. It was not one good. So in this, I will say a forum is a good place, but not a good place to begin. And why do I say that? And that's not disparaging Green Hulk. That's not disparaging the Watercraft Journal or any of these things. You want authentic, authoritative voices first. And 9 times out of 10, the questions that get you mocked, the questions that get you brutalized on Facebook, on social media, are more often than not very, very basic, low-level, entry-level, 101 level tech content. What oil do I run? Is the gasoline that is at my local pump okay? What do I use to clean paint? What do I use to clean the seats? What do I use? I mean, just in the questions that we got today. Pretty mild stuff. Guys aren't saying, hey, listen, I'm starting to get a harmonic. I'm starting to get a mechanical this, or I'm starting to see drain, starting to see a battery drain, or, mechanical troubleshooting. All right. These are very basic questions. I'm happy to answer these. And Billy has proven that he's happy to answer these. And the community that we have here is pretty good about answering these things. That's fine. But all of this is to say, if you have a basic tech question, basic maintenance, go to the manufacturer first. Please go to the manufacturer first. Your owner's manual is there to help you. All right. Your owner's manual will keep your watercraft running optimally for as long as possible. All right. If you have lost your owner's manual, if you have ruined your owner's manual, if you've misplaced your owner's manual, if your dog ate your owner's manual, you can download it. You literally type in, okay, I've got, here we go, Wave Runner, okay. And, well, that's kind of funny. Model name. It's got all the boats on there too. FX. Let's do FX. FX SVHO. That's one of my favorites. Okay. And we'll do, okay, this one goes to 21. All right. Search. Hot Snot. You can download the PDF right there. Can I download the PDF? I agree to terms of service. We're doing it live. Guys, it's free. The owner's manual is literally right there. So here you go. Owner's manual, free. CD does the same thing. Cowie does the same thing. Guys, please refer to the owner's manual. Do yourself a favor. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's 124 pages long. It's got what to do about winterization. It's got how to launch it, how to put it on a trailer, how to dock it. It's got everything you need to know in there. They want to equip you with knowledge. Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Cowie, they want you to know everything about this ski so that you love it. The owner's manual is not lying to you. They know this machine better than most anyone else does. They really do. And the reality is, I hate to say it, the reality is that most people don't need anything more than the owner's manual. Okay? Because they're typically not doing their own service. They're typically not changing impellers. They're typically not winterizing their own ski. They're typically not doing their oil changes. They're typically not doing their own stuff. Okay? But what happens if you want to do it all? You want to save a few bucks. All right? RevoRacing.com. RevoRacing.com. Go to maintenance. Drop down. Go to service manuals. They will have the actual mechanics service manuals for these skis. All right? These are all Yamaha because I did a search earlier for Yamaha. Okay. Guys, you can get this. You'll have to buy it. It's not cheap. These things are $100. 92, 92, 92, yeah. Okay. Let's see if I look up. Okay, see, I'm looking up select year. 22. Sea-Doo. I don't know. GTX 300. Search. Oh, Riva does not have Sea-Doo. Okay, let's do Kawasaki. Select model STX. Search. Oh, they only have Yamaha. Woo! Well, it's a good thing. I went to eBay Motors. And look what you can get for $15 on eBay Motors is the digital PDF of the service manual. Guys, you can find these service manuals. Now, these service manuals, okay, yeah. Service manual, you get a CD and a link. So it'll give you access to all of this. Let's bring it up. Can I bring up the Well, you can see it on the screen. All right. It will tell you everything that your service department in your dealership will have access to. Besides the fact that more often than not, their technicians have been trained. All right. But if you think you're Johnny Mechanic and you can turn wrenches and you're Spicoli and you're like, my dad's got a bitchin' set of tools and I can fix this. Okay, then cool. And I don't know if anyone got that reference. If you did, what movie is that from? What movie is that from? And I'll give you a sticker. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, guys, please get a service manual if you are considering. Yes, David! Woo! David got it. Fast Times. Fast Times at, come on, give me the whole title. Come on, David, give me the whole title. I want the whole title. Ridgemont High. There you go, Chuck. Atta boy. All right. Fast Time Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We can just sit there and do movie quotes all day. Damn, my dad's got a bitchin' set of tools. All right. So, Yamaha's owner's manuals, service manuals are available for Yamaha at Riva Racing. There it is. Okay, here we go again. Okay, genuine service manuals. Oh, geez, killing me here. The load speed on some of these websites, I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right. So we've got owner's manuals. We've got service manuals. Okay. That will answer every question. Now, don't get me wrong. I know flipping through a 124-page manual is slow. And we live in a world where we talk to our CIA listening device in our home and say, hey, Alexa, please tell me blank. And that's the world we live in, is instant gratification. Anything you want can be delivered at your house in 2 days' time. So that gets in the way of people going, I need to know right now. And that's a problem because your impatience is what's going to get you either made fun of or the wrong information. You have official information right here from the manufacturer. Wouldn't that be superior? Right? I would say it's superior. I own. You just triggered my Alexa. Hey, Alexa, share Chuck's search history with his wife. See if we get Chuck in trouble. All right. So after that, searching for fatfarmchicks.com. All right, let's start crossing stuff off. All right, Facebook post, don't look stupid, save face, owner's manual, service manual. All right. Once you've exhausted the manuals, you're typically venturing into modified territory once you've gone outside of the service manual. All right. You're either putting on some performance parts or some aftermarket stuff. And if that's the case, honestly, I would go to Green Hulk. I would go to the forums. And that is going back to my earlier statement is that the forums are not the hive of scum and villainy. Name the movie. Name the movie. Hive of scum and villainy. That not all seats are adjustable. Only the LX seats are adjustable. The non-LX seats are fine. I would prefer a 310X over the LX, and because I always sit on the backrest anyway. That's just me. But thank you, Chuck. And yes, the real one, the 1977 one. So I see, I knew I wasn't on mute. But yeah, I would go. Well, Darby, to your question, yeah, they're very comfortable, and especially depending on how tall you are. Okay. Now, weirdly enough, Greg Gaddis, who's like 5'8" or 5'9", he doesn't like the standard seat all the way up. He wants it all the way back. I'm 6'2", and I don't mind. I really don't mind. Oh, you know what? You're entirely right, Chuck. You're right, because the holes are drilled in all the seats because the frame, the subframe itself is the same. You can just move that adjuster. That's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Chuck, I'll give you that one. Send me your email or send me your mailing address, and I'll drop you a sticker or two, because you corrected me on that one. I appreciate people who can correct me. So that's a good one. The service manual won't tell me how to pick up chicks on my Wave Runner. The absence of it is because it won't. All right. That's like saying old cars get you chicks. Old fast muscle cars get you chicks. No, it gets you balding sexagenarians to come by and say, dude, this is rad. They don't care. All right. Unless you're bringing your own girl on a ski, I don't think you're landing any on your Sea-Doo RXPX. Sorry to burst your bubble, but all right. Yeah, Steve, we answered that a little while ago. All right. So yeah, the forums, and the reason why I recommend the forums is, first, yeah, okay, the trolls aren't hanging out there. Number one. Number two is that the people who do remain in these forums are serious. The people, they're not hanging out just because they're bored. They are diehards. All right. The forums have really specified over the years, and excuse me. The forums have really specified over the last few years, and that has lent itself to getting more serious people who are knowledgeable. So that's why a forum is far superior today. Now, I will say one other thing, is that if you do venture into social media, go into a very specific group. All right. If you've exhausted all of your previous avenues, if you've just exhausted all of this and you're still coming up empty, you can email Jerry Gaddis, you can email me, or you could go to the forum and reach out to the forum, or you can find a group that is specifically about your one issue or concern. So I don't know if you're chasing impeller pitch questions or impeller problems. Yeah, Steve, we know, Steve. Thank you, Steve. We've moved on, Steve. Good God. All right. Chuck, that's a good point. He says Facebook, and let me actually show it. Chuck writes, he goes, Facebook groups are only as good as the admin moderators. I agree and I disagree. It depends on the group. Because don't expect the moderator and don't expect the admin to be the guru, the end all be all of all things, whatever the topic might be. All right. I am by no means the end all be all of all, Oracle of jet ski knowledge. I am not. All right. I simply know who to talk to and ask questions. So I wouldn't say Kevin Shaw is the Oracle. I would say, hey, and I've written back going like, I literally don't have a clue. I mean, in fact, I had one guy, I think it was just this last weekend. What the hell did he write me? I can't even remember anymore. God, I've sent so many emails in the last few days. Oh, yeah. Actually, that brings up something else I wanted to show. Was someone had a question. He emailed me over the weekend. And I literally said, I don't know. I don't know where, because he found a random part rattling around inside of his ski, just loose. And he goes, where does this go? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, why don't you know? I'm like, I don't know. I don't own one. I've never dug around it. I don't own every ski. I just don't. I'm sorry. I wish I was independently wealthy. Believe you me, I wish I was. But where I pointed him was go to Riva Racing. You guys can't see this. Boop. Okay, so we go back to Riva Racing's website. Let's pretend that we've opened up their website for the first time. How slow it is. My goodness. All right, go to OEM. I'm going to decide. There we go. OEM original parts. All right. And what they're going to do, look at all of this stuff. All of this, because they also sell dirt bikes and motorcycles and quads and side-by-sides and boats and all sorts of other stuff at Riva. So let's go to Sea-Doo Watercraft. Let's open this up. What should I look up? Let's look up 2022 trophy. What the hell? Why not? Okay, we'll look up a trophy. So we can look at anything we want. Let's look at, electrical harness. There we go. They give you the full diagram of the electrical harness. Well, what if we go back? Let me go back. There we go. Oh, I went back too far. I dug too deep. All right. Decals. I don't know. Oh, look. Not only is the list of all the decals and emblems and badges and all the jazz, stuff that everyone takes off, but you can order them right here. Look, there's the big list of everything you need. And they have this for every ski. All right. Green Hulk has a very similar one, but they're using the exact same engine. All right. So all this is to say that you can, like to the guy who says, Kevin, I found a fuse box lid rattling around in my Yamaha. Dang it, this stupid ass thing. So we go to electrical, battery harness, battery harness, battery harness, battery harness, harness, and a module with IDF. Okay. Well, we don't want this one. This is not the right one. But you would go around and just find exactly what you were looking for. Where is my cursor? My goodness. All right. Show thumbnails. All right. Electrical system. That's not electrical system. This website sucks. How are you supposed to navigate this, guys? That's audio system. I don't want audio system. I want electrical system. Garbage. I can't click on electrical system. All right. Okay, there's your harness. So anyways, that's how you navigate it. You start looking up parts. So should I be worried about parts? I want a CD 3D. Henry, stop it. Just stop. You're wasting everyone's time, especially mine. Good Lord. Ugh. All right. So, yeah, I would really be very careful about where I would go to pose your questions online. To be honest, I very rarely put up any questions online wherein I'm like, oh, I don't know the question. Help me, help me know. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I don't like filtering through all the crap. I don't have the patience for it. I don't suffer fools very well. My time is limited. So I know how to look up stuff. And I really want to equip you guys the exact same way. I really want to equip you guys with all the tools necessary that you can just look up your own stuff and not go into a group and ask a question that 99.9% of the time is already answered, and it'll take you 30 seconds to find it. It takes less time to dig up the answers than it does to write the question and then wait for someone to not be a jerk about it. It really does. It's funny. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was hanging out with Jerry Gaddis, and he was kind of where I am right now, where he's just like, okay, I think I'm done. I think I've done it all. I think I'm done. And I was like, yeah, well, I get it. I understand. Now, the journal was kind of clicking up. I mean, it was just really clicking up. So I was busy doing that. But one of the funniest things is he showed me, he says, dude, I get the same question 20 times a day. And so he went through and he wrote this very long. Wonder if I can find it. Green Hulk FAQ. It might be on. Might be Fortec performance parts that he's got the frequently asked questions. Yeah, I wonder. Because he's got a real extensive frequently asked questions section. And he says, dude, I have this link like at the ready nonstop all the time. And he just laughs because he's like, I constantly am sending people to our frequently asked questions section because it is always the same damn questions. It's always the same damn stuff. And it just drives them bananas. It's really very funny. And I wish I could find it. I wonder where the heck it was. Performance kits, sale items, original parts finder. That's the similar parts finder that Riva has. Green Hulk Performance Forum. Yeah, I can't find it. That's too bad. Oh, well. Yeah. Well, can't find it. That sucks. So again, it goes back to doing a little bit of due diligence. I just, and maybe some people don't care. They like, say whatever you want. I just want to get the answer I want. Okay. I don't trust the source. I'd rather get it from the manual. I'd rather get it from the manufacturer. So that's, hit the space bar, Henry. So that's an interesting concept. It's an interesting idea. It's like some people just don't care, and that surprises me because I don't want to look like an idiot. Maybe it's because of my job and what I do. And if I get online and I start posting like, hey guys, I was wondering. People go, why am I listening to this idiot? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And so that would just kind of hurt my brand. Okay. Woo. But you know what hurts my brand? Me. So anyway, Annan. Okay, good question. Annan writes, first time live, I have a serious problem, man. 2015 Ultra 310X. I've got everything Riva made me buy. I can't get the ski to go past 67 miles per hour. TBM, not TBN, TBM, ride plate, stage 2, tune, air filter intake, all from Riva. Got a question for you. You're looking at the speedometer, aren't you? Have you looked at the GPS? A lot of those speedometers do not go above it. You're welcome, David. Thank you. Annan, GPS. Okay, so it's not, you are not getting above 67 miles an hour with the GPS. Then the tune's dead. You've got a stock tune. Tune's dead. Either it's bricked or it's you still got the speed limiter on. They can't figure it out either. Then tell them you want your money back. Give them hell. Say you're giving me my money back because it doesn't deliver as promised, and I'm going to go to someone else. I'll go to K-Speed or whomever. I don't mean to be a jerk about it, but be a consumer. You have rights. You have rights. All right. Now, mind you, if you're up in Colorado, there's, your altitude's 3,000 feet above sea level. Okay, there's one thing. Yeah, what are your RPMs at 67 miles per hour? Darby, no. I mean, settling down. What's the price of milk right now? Is it settling down? Price of eggs? How's that? How are groceries? How's the price of gas? $79.50? Yeah, you got a problem. Yeah, 67 miles an hour, you should be at like 77, 76. You're spinning at 79.50? It's the wrong pitch prop. Wrong pitch impeller. Yeah, it's wrong pitch, Annan. That impeller's wrong. Yeah. Either it's hurt, like Chuck is suggesting, or it's just the wrong pitch. It's just wrong. So, all right. Well, that's everything on my list. So I'm donezo for tonight. Don't care. Still wrong. I don't care what it is. Still wrong. Take it all off and give it back to Riva. Get your money back. Give them hell. Say, you fix this, guys. I bought your stuff. You have no guarantee behind your product. What? If you say Kevin told me to, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. No, but call them up and go, listen. Yeah, Billy is exactly right. Yeah. Prices are settling down. Have you gone to a grocery store? That's the stupidest. I can't understand how people don't get it. I don't understand. Your money buys you half of what it bought you 6 years ago. Your dollar is worth half of what it's worth 6 years ago. The money in your wallet is worth half. And you're wondering, why won't they settle down? Is it cheaper to build a jet ski today than it was 4 years ago? Yeah, because that's demand, Darby. That's demand. Demand has gone down because people are like, holy shit, I can't buy things that I could normally buy. Look at that. Okay? It doesn't cost Yamaha any less money to build a Wave Runner. It costs them more. The problem is that dealers are sitting on units because people aren't buying them. So they're going, I guess we're going to have a springtime sale the first in 3-4 years. They didn't have to. There were no sales during COVID. They could sell whatever the heck they wanted. They could sell whatever the heck they wanted at whatever price they wanted. And people are like, I want a jet ski. And why? I can't go to Disney. I can't go to a baseball game. I can't go to the movies. I can't go to a concert. They're not going to let me go visit my mom who's dying in the hospital. So I guess I better go do something. And people with cash in pocket went and bought a jet ski or a boat or whatever. Will you ever sell jumpers or hoodies? Yes, we already do. We sell hoodies. Here, I'll bring up the link right now. For you guys who are interested, SEQ Rough Water Rides asked about apparel and products. We've got all sorts. This is our store. If you want a hoodie or a t-shirt, personal favorite of mine is our Engage Your Brain t-shirt. That was a saying in my dad's welding shop growing up. And cannot see that in Australia. You cannot bring up the website in Australia. Australia will literally not bring up this website. What kind of restrictions do they have on internet access in Australia? And of course, personal favorite, don't be an asshole. That's a fun one. All of these are like crappy answers I've given to people. Anyway. It's not. There's a fundamental misunderstanding of how dealerships operate. And I guess I'm going to I got to let you guys know Memorial Day, we're not doing a live podcast. I'm just going to have a video go up. But June 5th, we're going to have Dave Bamdis of Riva Motorsports, Riva Racing as our guest. He said he'll take questions, which is great. I just want to talk about punk bands, but he'll probably want to actually talk about business. But yeah, Dave Bamdis will be on the show in 2 weeks. We'll also have Bobby Kearns from Kawasaki, who does all the testing, trial testing, beating the hell out of these things. Bobby will be on the show next month. And we're also working, hopefully, to get Noel. Well, I don't know if he'll be on the show anymore. But Marty and Noel, Marty Skapik and Noel Hughes sold Cycle Springs. And I think that's out now. Maybe the sale isn't finalized. Whoops. But we're hoping to have those guys, at least one of them, on, because they're, David can talk about how dealers equate a price of a watercraft and actually answer some questions from a dealer side of things so that it can finally put to bed a lot of these, like, dealers mark these things up and da-da-da. I'm like, dude, dealers are barely making money off of these damn things. All right. I mean, they have to make money. If they don't, they're going out of business. You can't buy them directly from the manufacturer. So he can talk about that. He can talk about racing products. We can go down memory lane and talk about old school racing. But I think it would behoove a lot of you guys to have questions at the ready and super chats, because I am not going to waste his time with non-super chats. You're going to pay to play. Sorry. I don't care if it's $2. But get your super chats ready for big guests like this. So, all right. Well, guys, thank you again. We're going to tune out. If you would, support the Watercraft Journal by buying a t-shirt. After I made a big joke about I'm not pushing product on you, but I'm pushing product. Got lots of colors, lots of shirts. These colors, any t-shirt you bring up, any hoodie you bring up, whole big array of colors. Purple for all you Sea-Doo guys, or if you're a pimp. But yeah, we got all sorts of colors. Thank you. I think the Engage Your Brain ones are only in, oh no, you can get it in red. You can get it in, woo, that's bright. Okay. Yeah, you can get any of these shirts in these colors. So yeah, don't fret over the color. We got, okay, this one is only gray. It's light steel. Light steel. But like the hoodies are a little bit, yeah, like there's a charcoal, there's dark blue, black, and kind of a light bimini blue, or not bimini, that's more of a royal blue. Nah, is that royal blue? What would you call that? True royal. Okay, royal blue. Okay, 10-4. Anyway, yeah. So we are not doing a Memorial Day video. Enjoy your Memorial Day with your family and friends. Be safe. Don't blow your fingers off with any fireworks. We do not have long sleeve shirts, but we do have here the red riding jersey. These are our riding jerseys, and we have to sell out of the red before we do another color, and we might do like a darker blue for the next one. But yes, we do have a riding jersey in red. So we gotta sell out of these guys, and we did bring it down $5. They used to be $60 and $65. So that'd be $10. Excuse me. Yeah, we took them down $10. So we want to clear out the remaining 10 or remaining. I think we've got more than 10 left. I think we've got like 30, 20 or 30 left. I have to double check our inventory, but we have to got to get rid of these guys. So buy a jersey. I'll throw in some extra stickers. Get these things out of inventory, please, so we can do a new color. All right, guys. Well, that's that for now. Thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't already, please go to watercraftjournal.com and sign up for the newsletter. It is free. We do not give out your email to anyone. We do not sell our mailing list. We don't do anything like that. We're not dicks. But we do send a we do send a weekly email every Friday morning recapping the week's videos and the week's articles. And that is that. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a safe weekend. We'll talk soon.